start it out. Welcome to Lost Docs Media. This is a podcast that makes you take a second look at what you just watched. If you're watching right now, you're probably watching on YouTube or Spotify on a beautiful Wednesday. Yes. I love a good Wednesday, right? And then you could be sure to catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on audio, everywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. And then you can support the show by going to lostox.media. That's lostaux.media. There you can keep up to date with all things Lost Ox Media, buy merch to support the show, and so on. We got some pretty good stuff this episode, if I say so myself. How are you feeling over there in the corner?
I'm pretty good.
You're pretty good. Mike's kind of far away.
Oh, okay.
You got that dumpling in your head. That dumpling, you giving that thing a goddamn squeeze right now. You got to pay attention to that mic placement, my girl. It's not all dumplings out here at Lost Doc Media. I'm just fucking with you. But I do like that dumpling. Look, you guys can't see it on the camera. She has this fucking stress ball dumpling. It's like the size of a softball. It's like a dumpling the size of a size. It's huge, this thing. Right? And she's just squeezing this thing right now. Squeezing. I hate to be that dumpling right now. That thing is getting squeezed. But we have a fun episode. We got a lot of Nick Fuentes this episode. A lot of stuff to get into. Big show. Yeah, it's my favorite part about it. I got to just get the soundbite of just him saying big show and just, you know what I mean? Hit it. So this, a lot of stuff's been happening with Nick in the past couple weeks. He's still on his generational run. He's making his big generational run. My chair arm broke. I know I'm bouncing all over the place in the beginning of this episode. We're getting a little squirrely over here at Lost Docs Media, but on top of her dumpling, the arm of my fucking studio chair just broke. So if I slip off and just slide out of frame, don't worry about it. I'll be right back, because I'm going to end up trying to lift myself up off of this arm, and I'm just going to fall right out. So back to Nick. He's on this big generational run, right? This is what he's been calling it, his generational run. That guy's vocabulary is something else. He comes up with shit that I'm like, where's he even pulling this out of? That generational run. He's the only person that's coming into popularity that says it like that. I never hear nobody else talk about that. When Billie Eilish was coming up, nobody was saying, oh, Billie Eilish is making her big generational run. You know what I mean? I was like, where is this coming from? But this is just Nick, That's just what it is. Nick is just that kind of guy. And with such a generational run, naturally, they start putting you on some big platforms. He's on Candace. He's on Tucker Carlson. Brad Williams, not necessarily the biggest platform. Bradley Martin is what I meant to say. Brad Williams is definitely not the biggest platform. Brad Williams is a midget comedian, okay? Brad Williams is the smallest platform that Nick Fuentes could get on if he got on there, okay?
You see, I knew who that was with that face.
I know, yeah. I caught you. Thank you for catching me on that one. Imagine if I just let that go. Everyone listening is like, Nick Fuentes was on Brad Williams. They start looking it up. They go, wait, the midget? Nick Fuentes was hanging out with a midge? They start losing their minds. We're spreading misinformation over here at Lost Docs Media. If you ain't with it, you better get with it. We got a lot of misinfo over here. So with this whole generational push, he's doing a lot of big interviews, and he just had one with Piers Morgan this past week. And I'll tell you what, it was filled with all sorts of goddamn goodies. I'm telling you, that Piers Morgan is something else. You can't fuck with the guy. This is Ethan Klein explained it this way, and I honestly have never heard a better explanation. Ethan explains Piers Morgan as political blood sports. It's if you're going on Piers Morgan, he's going to be contentious as he possibly fucking can with you. He's going to try to gotcha every chance that he fucking can get. He's going to pull out your dirtiest clips. Anything that Piers can to try to make you look like an asshole. And Pierce's biggest thing is shame. He wants you to feel shame. He wants to put you in a spot to where he can have like this moral superiority over you, right? When you got a guy like Nick jumping into a situation like this, there is no moral. This guy don't care. And he should. Why should he? I wouldn't, right? Like, he says what he wants to. He has no sponsorships. It's all his support is coming from the fans. This is about when it comes to a content creator, I hate to say it, as much as people want to hate Nick, this is about as free as it gets. This is about like, there are no hands in my cookie jar as it gets. You're going to say whatever you want. Why would you care about any of that?
He doesn't.
Exactly. But this is what I'm saying. It's like the incentive with him not to is so strong because all of his support comes from his fan base. So if they're still supporting him, why would he give a fuck about you trying to shame him on his show?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, what good is going to come to him to try to explain his position to your fucking fans? What would it matter? It wouldn't matter to me, you know? I'm making 5 to 10 G's per fucking episode on my super chat. What the fuck do I give a shit about being ashamed for? You know what I mean? It's like, this guy, you're not going to find it. You're not going to find a shred of shame in this game. I'm telling you right now. And it starts that way. Now, I told you Piers is a contentious guy. And he starts in a very contentious way. He's bringing up Nick's papa. He's bringing up the papa. You can't bring up Nick's papa. Mm-hmm. Nicky, no likey, you bring up the papa. Listen to this. I'm going to spark a joint. If you got joints at home, quote unquote, you know, this is AI. These are not real. If you got them at home, smoke them up. You're going to want them during this Piers Morgan interview because it just like it gets so much better every time code. It escalates more and more and more and more to the point to where Piers is like straight up making fun of Nick as if he was like a 13-year-old schoolboy. He goes, "You just a little virgin there, aren't you, Nick? You just a little virgin bitch, ain't you, Nick?" Like, what the fuck? So we're going to start with the bringing up of the papa. Here you go. Take it away.
And you also shared another story about your family and restaurants. It said, before me and my sister were born, my family had a saying about Olive Garden that contains the N-word that we're not allowed to say. So my question, based on that anecdote that you say on your own...
I'm not going to lie. I imagine what that could be. My sister and I had an anecdote for Olive Garden that contained the N-word. What would you call it? N-word garden? Like, is that just it? They just called it N-word garden? Garden of N's?
Maybe.
What would be the anecdote for Olive Garden that involves the N-word? Is my whole thing. Like, when I heard that at first, I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, this is creativity at a whole new level. You have, like, some special, funny N-word name for Olive Garden. You know, it could only be N-word garden.
Yeah.
It has to be that.
Own podcast do you think you grew up in a racist environment, that your father was inherently racist, and that thought process moved to you?
Well, I would say it's a new low. I've been attacked for being a racist many times, but to attack my father, to attack my parents based on anecdotes, I would say that's sort of a new low.
Hang on, it's your anecdote.
Yeah, but he's not here to defend himself.
You are.
And my parents are.
You told the story.
And I will. And I'll
I'm not trying to ambush you. As I said at the start, Nick, to be clear.
No, it's not an ambush.
Look, I see how Nick is like, oh, why would you tell me this? He's starting to get upset about this, right? It's kind of funny because in this particular case, Piers is kind of right. It's like you did bring it up. Like you said it on your show about your dad, right? It's kind of like, in this sense, like of you recording yourself, and even like now in this particular instance, right, of us recording this podcast, the people listening only have what you give them, right? And you can't give them every second of who you are. So they only have what you give them in that moment. If what you're giving them is stories of your dad being racist about Olive Garden, that's kind of what they have to go off of.
Yeah.
You know, it's like to sit there and go, you're attacking my dad. I know it's like I know I seem like a Nick stan. Believe it or not, I'm pretty impartial, you know what I mean? I'm pretty on the fence. So, you know, when this guy's being stupid, I'm going to point that out just as much as he's being funny, you know? I think that this is a little, he's kind of being like, you're attacking my dad. It's kind of like, is he though? Like, you literally were the one who said it.
Yeah.
It's like, you kind of can't fault him for that. Everything else, like the whole you being saying racist jokes and stuff on the show, it's like, he's going to bring all that up, right?
Right.
You're not going to have a problem with that, are you, Mr. Fuentes? So why, like, you said it. You kind of can't really, you know, get off of that. And they squabble back and forth for a little bit, and then it just gets even more contentious at a different time code.
To be clear,
I think
I'm not
understands.
ambushing you. I'm literally reading an anecdote that you revealed on your podcast. It's you that's put it in the public domain.
I know.
I'm simply asking you whether my assessment of that, which is that your father didn't want to take you to certain restaurants because of what you refer to as, they were commonly known as black fare, whether that attitude to African Americans in that instance permeated to you. It's a reasonable question.
Nick's lips are pursed right
Yeah,
now.
they
That
are.
motherfucker
Yeah, they
is
are.
tight. Dude, Nick is tight off of that, dude. And now look, you think he's mad now. Dude, now Nick is going to start pushing back. It appears like a couple minutes later. I know, look at Nick. He goes, I'm about to. Nick's getting his dick sucked actually under the desk right now. One of the Groipettes
Yeah, the
is over at his
Groipettes.
house just fucking, you know what I mean? And Nick's just like trying to hold it all in. He's like, you're bringing up my dad, man. He's like about to come. He's like, I'm saving myself for marriage. Yo, but here's the thing. Why can't you get topped off? That's my whole thing. Like, Nick is saving himself for marriage, right?
Right.
He could get a nut. Like, what's...
Who's to say he's not?
Well, he would go, it's against my Catholic values. You know?
Well, that's his choice.
That is his choice. But he could get a nut, and he
Yeah.
could still live by the good Lord's word.
I mean,
I think Catholics take it too far. They go, you have to save yourself. It's like, all right, but get some head. You know what I mean? It's like, you could save the good shit for marriage. Get some head. Yeah.
I guess my point about the environment, I'm not saying you are a product of your environment. I'm saying most people are in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
When I read that anecdote, which just to remind you, it's not something I have put out there. You told this story, right? And you said that
You said this. We're looping. You said this already.
But you haven't really directly, I think, responded to it, which is whether your father would not take you to certain restaurant chains because he associated them with black Americans. Is that true?
No, well, see here, if you're in America, you would say that Olive Garden is not real Italian food. Applebee's, TGI Fridays, the stuff is a load of crap. My dad was just a food snob, but no, it's got nothing to do with that.
Imagine your dad is such a food snob. He goes, can't have my food cooked by blacks. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's actually what happened. I don't. It's funny how Piers.
I'm not taking it that that's who's cooking it.
No. Wait, what do you mean?
I'm taking it as he's saying those are the people that go there to eat.
Interesting. See? Now we're on two different spectrums of racism here. Because I was 100% going, blacks in the kitchen is where I was going with that. But I get, so that many black people are going to Olive Garden like that?
I have no clue.
I didn't think Olive Garden was like the spot like that for black people.
Well,
I could be wrong though. I don't know, you know.
maybe that's his perspective where he lives. Here, I wouldn't. That's not the chain I would say.
In Chicago, it's like you probably can't avoid it. There's going to be blacks in every No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking around.
But I mean, that was just how I took it.
As them eating there.
Yeah.
I
It's
guess.
because you said the word fair.
Which the assumption of fair being the people that are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fairgrounds, the people amongst us. I see. That makes a lot more sense. See how fucked is? Am I like more racist than Nick Fuentes for assuming that they were cooking the food? For assuming that they were the help? Does that make me fucked up? I don't know. I assumed he was like, yo, they cannot cook my food. But I guess that's not even, is that even racist? He goes, they can cook it. I just don't want to eat it with them. You know? He goes, they can cook the shit. Like, no, I'm just, again, joking around. But Nick doesn't like this. Watch, Nick's going to start getting real pissed off about this. Listen, he goes, this is a new low, Piers Morgan.
My best friend in first grade was a black guy. We're not a racist family. So
okay. So when you told the story, I'm just curious. So when you told that anecdote, which clearly on the face of it is racist, right? You're basically saying your father made racist decisions about where you would go as a family to eat. Are you saying? No. Well, I'm just going to ask you a question. Are you saying that when you told that story, you didn't mean to infer that he was racist? And do you understand why when somebody like me reads that anecdote for the first time, as I did this week, I reach a different conclusion?
Well, I understand what you're doing, which is a sort of making of a murderer. How did he become racist? Well, his father didn't eat an Olive Garden because he said that's not real Italian food. Hang on, can I? What's with the interruptions? Can I explain?
I'm literally reminding you of something you said on your show, which led me to conclude a certain thing. If I'm wrong, tell me.
Yeah, it was said in jest as a humorous anecdote, and now you're trying to spin it into a narrative, which is his parents are racist. He comes from a long line of racists. And I think everybody knows my parents are boomers. Mm-hmm. And these people well, you're a boomer, I guess, too.
Well, his parents are boomers.
His parents are old.
So they're racist. I mean, that's how it works in my book. I see a boomer, that person's racist as far as I'm concerned. You know? It like reminds me of like the Duck Dynasty shit. Like they got legitimately hardcore canceled because they like had found out that one of them said the N-word. It's like, what? Did you think that wasn't coming?
Right.
You know what I mean? These guys were old as shit living in like swamps in the South. They were saying that was like the third word they learned how to say growing up. You know what I mean? Like, what are you saying? People, that's what I'm not saying you get a pass, you know, but like you kind of. I know
what you're saying, and
it's like, what do you expect
about other things?
Yeah, it's like, what do you expect from that person? Okay, Nick's father is old, half Mexican, half Irish. That's like you're racist by default. You know what I mean? You come out the packaging racist with that, you know? It's like, what are you talking about? Now you can see how Piers, like, he slips in, like, he goes, you know, I'm just going off of what you said, which is that your father would make racist decisions on where you guys would eat. You know what I mean? And he slips that in to kind of, like, try to go, you're a piece of shit. And that's all I'm saying, you know? So now Piers is kind of, like, twisting the knife. It started with him asking a legitimate, quote-unquote, semi-innocent question, right? And then now he's kind of going, okay, let's, like, twist the knife a little bit. And then in this next time code, you're going to kind of see Pierce's, like, real plan of attack here, which, like I said, is to, like, shame Nick. It's basically he's just going to play Nick these clips in hopes that Nick tries to, like, backstep and go, well, what I meant by this was, you know what I mean? And it doesn't go that way in the slightest. So let's see how it goes for Piers. I'm curious. I almost forgot what the time codes are even like. So I'm like watching them for the first time, kind of.
I want to come to something else you said. This is where you talk about Jews, women, and blacks. Let's just take a look.
Oh, this is a good one. This one's classic Nick. You know what I mean? This is like greatest hits Nick. You know? Like,
yeah. Clearly he was ready for it too. He's like, nah, this bullshit's coming.
Mm-hmm. You could see it in his face. You know why? You could see it in his face because I guarantee you this has been done to Nick
every single
1,000 fucking times. This is why I say this is like greatest hits Nick. I don't say it in the fact that I think this is one of the greatest things he said. I say this as in, you know how when people do like press tour interviews for like movies or something that they're in, they say, yeah, I go on the tour and I was asked the hits. You know, I get asked the same questions over and over and over again. Or like when your aunt cooks the same stuff for Christmas every year. You go, she's coming with the hits again, right?
Yeah,
It's like that's the term. This is the terminology we're using. This is not, I think this is the greatest thing Nick has ever said. This is something that Nick has lived through a million fucking times. Pierce is like, and the funniest part about this is what tickled me the most. Look, you can't see the shot right now, but me and Nick are just like we're hanging out. You know, it's like we're hanging out together. I'm smiling, he's smiling. We're like, dude, the angle is so good. But Nick has heard this a fucking 1,000 times, and you're gonna see this when Pierce like shows him the clip. He's gonna like have this like smile on his face, like I got him. It's like you're the last in line. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's like bringing these up, and he's gonna like have this smug attitude about it, as if he's the first person to do this to Nick. He is legitimately the last. You know, it's like, what are you even doing at this point? And this kind of shows me that Pierce has done like no fucking research on this guy at all. Aside from just watching a little bit of him. That's it.
Well, that works for his audience of people.
Exactly, because he's a tabloid journalist. This is what Nick calls him. He goes, you're a tabloid journalist. You're a headlines journalist, you know?
They're always coming up with, no, it's not the Jews. No, it's not women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all. Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. And we would live in paradise. It's that simple.
Okay.
Now look at Nick. And you should see him in the corner, dude. He's just sitting there like, we're doing this one all again. You know, it's like
He knew. At
that point, it's like you have to, like, every single clip that Pierce is gonna bring up, I guarantee you Nick is like has on a checklist. He goes, these are the ones that he's more than likely gonna bring up. I'll just have a retort to every single one. And none of these fucking responses are what Pierce wants at all. And you could kind of almost see it in Pierce's face when like Nick responds to this. Like, because watch, Pierce, he says, what do you think about that? What do you think? How smug can you be? What do you think about that? I show you your wife getting fucked by another guy. I go, what do you think about that? Like, what are you, crazy? You know what I mean? And I love that. The thing I love the most is that it doesn't go the way Pierce wants it to go. That's my favorite part.
And we would live in paradise. It's that simple.
Okay. Would you like to clarify what you meant there?
That's all true. That's 100% true. Everything I said in that clip is true.
Including that blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude. Now Pierce is over here. Hello, darkness, my old friend. He's like, my whole fucking plan just backfired. All the fucking Pierce's producers are fucking hitting the deck right now going, wait a minute, what? Like, he goes, yeah, dude, even that part, especially that part. Like, and all of his producers are like, we got to dig up more dirt because, like, he is not responding the way that we thought he was gonna. Like, we have to trash everything. They go, get rid of it all. You know what I mean? That is so fucking funny, dude. Would you like to look at Pierce? This is the fucking, this shit right here. This mouth fucking, this turtle shit that he has going on here. He looks like one of the fucking turtles from Mario Brothers. You know how they have the fucking little beaky mouth?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He looks like one of these fucking, a Goomba. A fucking Goomba. Which sounds like an insanely racist term.
Is that what they were called?
Something like that.
I didn't know they had names.
Like Goombas. I know Koopa Troopers were also a different character. The Koopa Troopers, I think, were like the weird like triangle shaped guys with like the fang teeth. That they didn't have arms or anything. They just had like 2 feet. You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't think so.
They were like brown. They looked like little pieces of shit that walked around.
No.
A mix between like a turd and a dog is basically what.
On Mario.
Yeah, I think I might have the terminologies. I'll make. Hey, if you're in the chat, this isn't live, but if you're in the chat, let us know.
That's 100% true. Everything I said in that clip is true.
Including that blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, all of them.
No, for the most part.
What does the
He goes, well, no, for the most part. He goes, didn't you listen to anything? He goes, didn't you listen to the clip, Piers? He's like, hello? Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part, this is what we're saying. He goes, not all of them, just 99.99%. That's it. You can leave out like 5.
most part mean? What percentage of American blacks would you like to see in prison?
Whatever the percentages of the murderers. I think it's 1 in 20 black men will commit a murder in their lifetime. So maybe let's say that 5%.
Oh, so you're talking about black people who murder people?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But you didn't say that.
That's
You
the
just
crime
said
problem.
blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. You didn't clarify that you were talking about black murderers.
Right. No, you're right. That's a good addition to that. That's a great point.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I love
Me
that.
too.
I love, and here's the thing: you're watching this right now. I'm not sitting there like going, I also think that what he's saying is true. That's not the part that I like. What I like is the response. I like the fact that he is like not willing to back down, because any fucking other person you would see in this position would try to justify the position,
100%.
which is where you lose. This is where you lose these fucking things. And this right now, if this is a boxing match, Nick is taking the gloves off and just fucking Pierce the fuck up right now. Like, he's going, dude, we're not doing this with padding on. I'm sorry, sir. I know you wanted the padding. He goes, you need to feel every bit of this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and Nick, his stupid little phrases, Pierce is going to come back for seconds. You know how he always says that. He comes back for seconds. You know? That's what I like. I like this like unforgivable, like not unforgivable, but like what is it? It's like unrelenting kind of. He just doesn't care, you know. And it's like this is what I think is like what's pushing his generational run. You know, what I think is pushing that so much is this is refreshing to see. Like, I don't know about anyone else, but to me, this is refreshing to see. For someone in this kind of position, this
everybody's always trying to cover their tracks for what they said in the past.
Every single person that you hear that goes, we're going to tell you the truth. We're going to tell you this. We're going to tell you that. They all fucking backpedal the second that you put a little fucking pressure on them. Like, let's take Tucker Carlson, for example, right? Tucker has Nick on, pussyfoots the whole fucking interview, doesn't ask Nick one fucking hard question. We get it. It is what it is, right? But then afterwards, every single person that asked Tucker about, oh, well, why didn't you ask him harder questions? Well, Nick is clearly an anti-Semite. I didn't have any sins that day, and I wasn't thinking straight. And, like, he just trashes Nick. He goes back on his fucking position, right? This is pussy shit. Like, this guy has no fucking sponsors, no ads, no nothing. Like, it logically, you would think that, like, what incentive would he have other than to say what he believes to be true, right? Like we touched on earlier. To go back on that right now would essentially be to go back on every single fucking thing that's got him to this point. What makes you think he would do that? This guy's the Groypers? If he backpedaled, do you think they would let him live this down?
No.
They'd show up to his house and fucking steamroll this mother. They'd grope the shit out of him.
Do you think it's funny? Or
I do. I think it's hilarious. I think it's totally true.
do you think a black American would find it funny? You think that blacks should be imprisoned for the most part?
Blacks are my biggest fans. I get high fives all the time. They say, Nick Fuentes, I love your show.
I love that that's his fucking barometer for, like, black approval. He goes, I'm getting high five. He goes, yo, blacks are high-fiving the shit out of me, dog. He goes, I'm telling you. I see a black, they're walking down the road. They go, Nick, high five, you know? That's how you know he has no black fan. Like he's never met a black guy. Kanye West is not black. I'm sorry. He's not. Kanye West is like the least black guy you've ever met. You know, that's how he became Kanye West. But that's so funny. I'm getting high fives all the time. Look at his face. He goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. You ain't getting nearly as many high fives as me out in them streets. You feel me?
Biggest fans. I get high fives all the time. They say, Nick Fuentes, I love your show. They agree with me. And you want to know why? Here's the difference. Black people are the most victimized by other black people. You think black people want to live in the hood and the ghetto and get shot all the time? That's what happens in the south side of Chicago. You should come here. I'll take you there. We could go to Garfield Park.
My son went to Chicago
Inglewood.
University for a year, actually, several years ago.
Yeah.
Look, now this right here is where you kind of start to see through Pierce's little bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? This is where you start to see like the shift, because Pierce will take what you say, twist it in his fucking favor, and then try to spit it back at you. Example being, Nick is actually from Chicago. Nick understands what it's like to be in the majority of the Chicago areas, right? And he goes, it's not the safest. There's nice parts, there's not nice parts, you know what I mean? This is kind of the point that he's making. Is he making this point by saying blacks are where the not nice parts are? Yeah, okay. I don't agree with that part, whatever. You know, I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. You know, all you have is what I'm giving you, and I dare you to figure it out. So, you know, he's making the point maybe in the wrong way, right? But the point still stands. And this is where Pierce goes, well, I've been to Chicago. And Nick said, what part of Chicago? And Pierce goes, the nicest part. He goes, well, okay, well, then we're not talking about the same fucking thing, are we? You know, and Pierce does this every time Nick makes a point. He tries to twist it, right?
Yeah.
That he does the same thing. I don't know if we're going to get to that in the time codes, but he does the same thing where Nick brings up the point that a lot of people will say you're racist for making this point, but he brings up the point about like black people being like 13% of the population, but committing like 50% of like the like violent crimes or something like that, right?
That argument was
crazy.
Yes.
Was crazy
like,
to
come
listen
on, Piers.
to.
We
So,
know. Oh,
Nick makes that point, and like whether you want to call that racist or not, I don't know if those are the statistics, but if they are, that's just what they are. You know what I mean? If you're racist for bringing that up, what the fuck? You're just racist for bringing up the truth. Again, I don't know if those are the exact numbers or whatever, but whatever the statistic is, you're not racist for just bringing it up. You know, it's like I don't see that as a racist thing to do. But then Pierce kind of goes like, oh, well, white people commit crime too. As a matter of fact, white people commit more school shootings than black people. But what he's forgetting is the proportionality of it, right? He's saying, well, yeah, that might be true, but like it's a smaller number of black people that are committing like more crime than the white people that you're, and that's kind of like the point that he's making. Pierce is like so ignorantly just like bypassing that point.
I don't know. Well, you think he was ignorantly bypassing that point?
100%. Oh, not ignorantly. No, I should not have said ignorantly. No, ignorant is the wrong way, because then no, he was willfully doing it. He was not ignorantly doing it.
It was a little like eye roll annoying, because we're like, we know you're smarter than this, and just
it was a willful ignorance, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, and you can see it in this point that he's about to make about this Chicago thing. This is kind of like the blueprint of Piers Morgan right here. Watch this.
Ghetto and get shot all the time. That's what happens in the South. Black people. You think black people want to live in the hood and the ghetto and get shot all the time? That's what happens in the South side of Chicago. You should come here. I'll take you there. We could go to Garfield Park.
My son went to Chicago
Inglewood.
University for a year, actually, several years ago.
Yeah, that's a bubble. That's a bubble. You think you're in Chicago and Hyde Park? You don't know Chicago. Go a little bit west. See what it's like over there. And I'll tell you, black people agree with me because they're tired of it too. And maybe not most of them, but a lot of them agree with what I say about that because they know how it is. That's why the first thing they do when they make a little bit of money is they go and leave to another neighborhood.
Okay, so what was just remind me again, the percentage of black men who commit murder in America. What was the percentage you gave me?
Oh, God. We're about to go into the argument right here, dude.
Yep.
So now Pierce's producers, like I said, are scrambling to fucking get facts right now to feed into Pierce's ear. Oh, God. It might be a little long, but this is kind of like you have to just see this to understand fully what we're talking about here if you're listening at home. And you don't even got to watch to get the point that we're trying to make. You can just listen, audio only, and it will make you want to rip your fucking hair out. Listen to this.
1 in 20. 1 in 20.
It's 1 in 100.
No, it's 1 in 20.
No. Less than 1 in 100 black U.S. men commit murder. That's the most up-to-date crime statistics in America.
That's not true. I've seen other statistics. They say 1 in 20 will eventually commit a murder.
But see, 1 in 100 and 1 in 20 are both high as fuck.
Yeah.
Like 1 in every 100 fucking person is committing a fucking. That's high, dude. That's high. That if you have a school of 600 people, well, no, that actually is wrong because not all of them are going to be black, right? So you're saying out of 600 black people born, 6 of them are going to fucking kill somebody? That's a crazy. Again, don't hold my feet to the fire. I'm just, going off of what I'm giving. But that is a nuts statistic. And to try to like be like, see, you're racist because you said it's 20. 1 in 100 is fucking high,
Right.
bro.
I thought the same thing.
You know
when
what I
that was
mean?
said.
That what would be a good analogy for that? That's like him trying to go, let me put out this fire with fucking kerosene. It's like you're kind of like not making it that much better. Like I don't know a good analogy, but it's just he's trying to like counter it with a point that's almost just as bad.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Your rate means that you're saying that 5 times as many black men commit murder as the official crime statistics say.
Yeah, there's a report, I believe, on X by Data Hazard. I'll have to go and double check that for you. But yes, there's some pretty shocking evidence that says that it's far more alarming than you would think.
Okay, but you would accept that the official crime statistics are 1 in 100, or you wouldn't accept that statistic?
I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but I've seen other evidence. Like I said, Data Hazard on X, I believe, produced a report about a year ago. It said 1 in 20. But, I mean, whether it's 1 in 20 or 1 in 100, that's a lot of people, Piers. I mean,
Sure,
this is
a lot
real
of white
problem.
people commit murder too.
Here we go.
Well, they do, don't they?
Okay, but it's about proportionality. I mean, white people are 65% of the population. Blacks are 13%.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anybody would tell you that more black people proportionally commit violent crime than white people. And people vote with their feet. People would rather pay a much higher property tax.
Most mass
What's with the interruptions?
I'm sorry.
I like that. Pierce immediately, and this is so funny because Pierce will get so triggered and he gets like real ramped up. I want to say Nick does this to him maybe like 4 times in the interview. Every time Nick goes, whoa, what's with the interruptions here? And just like calls him out, Pierce like shuts down. He goes, I'm sorry. And like stop. He deactivates. He goes, he goes, I'm sorry there, Nick Fuentes. Like shuts down a little bit, and then he lets Nick go. Like you can see it. Watch. He goes, I'm sorry, and boop, snaps right out of it.
Property tax.
Most mass
what's
shootings.
with the interruptions?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You look
quiet,
at
it's quiet as hell. You know what I mean? That's not bad.
Right.
I give that to Pierce. That one I will take my hat off to him because that is very cucky to do. Is to keep like. Not letting the guy make his point. Yeah. It's like, you got to let the fucking dude talk, please. Let him be racist. Uninterrupted, please. He's like, come on.
In Chicago, in New York, these neighborhoods are so stratified. People would rather pay a high tax rate. They'd rather pay a much higher property value to live in a less diverse, less black neighborhood because they don't want to live around the violence. And I think that when you look at even on the public transit, the subway, the blue line, people don't want to go there because they know who occupies and menaces the public transit. It is these people like Daniel Penny had to deal with. It's people like Irina Zarutska had to deal with. And that's just the uncomfortable reality.
You've also said you don't want to live near black people. Let's take a listen to this clip.
Oh, this one's another rough one. Another one of the greatest hits, man. We're kind of going into like another time code here. It's not bad. But See, you know what's funny about all this? About people and making, like, villainizing Nick for this particular point that he's making is that black people make this point all the time. Like, any black person that you know that's living in the hood, their goal is to get out of the hood. They don't want to live there. That I wouldn't want to live. Like, I have family that lived in, like, pretty fucking ghetto ass places, bro, in the city. None of them wanted to live that. I'm not black, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, like, say I've walked a mile in those shoes, but, like, I've been in some projects before. This shit ain't fun. You know, none of thing about it looks fun to live there, you know? So it's like the first thing you hear anyone in the hood say when they get some money is like, we're finally out of the hood. We finally made it out of here, right? But Nick's not saying it that way. So it's kind of like, of course, everyone's going to be like, he's a racist. You know, it's like kind of crazy. But let's listen to the clip. Let's listen to Nick put his own foot in his mouth. You know, I don't need to defend this fucking guy.
I'm a new generation of white person. I'm not living around blacks. Sorry. You know, I want white kids, and I don't want my white kids bringing home black people to marry. It's racial for me. And call me racist. Oh, very Christian of you. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it couldn't be clearer, really, unless you want to say that's another of your jokes. But you're basically saying, yeah, I'm a racist, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
This right here is where the whole back room just fucking exploded, dude. This was like, right now, there's like a TMZ level fucking, like, control room in the back where Pierce's studio is on fire right now. They go, he said, what? They're like ready to fucking throw water on every computer. They go, erase all the hard drives. He has to be working with someone. You know, there's no way he just said that live on air. You know, this was a live interview. This was like one of, they say this is uncensored. When Nick did that interview with Louder with Chowder or whatever, Steven Crowder was saying that he dropped the N-bomb 3 times on Pierce's show when Pierce dared him to say it, and they cut it out. You know, so, but this one was like actually live taped. So you can't really cut that one out, right? Mm-hmm. That would have been funny if Nick would have just started dry. He goes, yeah, I'm racist, and just goes, beep, 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 beep. He starts dry, like saying every racist slur he could possibly say. Pierce right now is trying so hard to keep it together. He goes, oi, mate, what do I do now? Mm-hmm. I hit him with my strongest punch there. Called him a racist. Right to his face, called him. I stared down the barrel of the camera. I said, you're racist. And he just said, yeah, I'm cool with that. What am I going to do now, mate?
You're fine with saying you're a racist?
Totally. I think everybody's racist. I think everybody, if we're being honest, is racist. I think everybody, the only people that aren't racist or pretend not to be are white people to their detriment. Everybody.
Now, this one's a little wild because the only people who are not racist are white people. That one's like, I don't know if I could give that one to you. I would argue and say, like, white people can be some of the most racist people. You know what I mean? Like, to say that is just absolutely nuts, you know? What other time codes we got? Oh, look, I was talking. I actually had a time code for the mass shootings thing, bringing up the point that they're pretty much about to get into. Yeah. That one's 3316. Where are we at? 26. So it's still a minute away. So this is going to be a good example of exactly what I was talking about. This whole proportionality fucking thing right here. This is so hard to listen to. This shit will make you go nuts, dude. Like, listening to this was like trying to take off like a wet sweater that's like one size too small. You know when you try to take a sweater off and you kind of can't?
Yeah.
And you're like, and you start freaking out. You start like inside, you're panicking. You're like, I got to get this thing off. You're ready to fucking pull a Hulk Hogan and go like, ah! Fucking just rip the whole thing off. That's how I feel listening to this.
And so as a white person,
how do you feel about mass shootings at school?
I think they're bad.
Who do you think commits the vast majority?
I love that.
Of the mass shootings?
I'm sure it's white people.
Right. So how do you feel about that?
I think
Pierce is like, checkmate. He goes, yeah, I asked him the tough questions. That response, I think they're bad. That's the only way to answer that.
Yeah.
What
response did you expect?
It's such a stupid question to ask. Like, to sit there and be like, I'm a respected journalist, and then you ask dumbass questions like that.
What a student would ask.
Yeah, dude. It's like, this is like college level fucking debate, like shit. You know what I mean? Like, Ben Shapiro was fucking. This is how Ben Shapiro got his whole career start. Was videotaping himself shitting on people that ask stupid questions like this. You know, it's like, that's the only way to answer that in a condescending way and go, I think that they're bad, Piers. What else? Like, what are you, stupid?
How do you feel about mass shootings at school?
I think they're bad.
Who do you think commits the vast majority of the mass shootings?
I'm sure it's white people.
Right. So how do you feel about that?
I think that white people do more antisocial violence. I think black people participate in more gang violence. I think that's the difference.
What's the difference to the victims?
There's no difference to the victim, but it's a different kind of crime. And it's a different proportion also. Do you know what percentage of white people are school shooters?
I know that the vast majority of mass shootings in schools in America this century were perpetrated by young white men.
Now, see, that's the diversion, right? Now, Piers is sitting here trying to go bing and ricochet the bullet, right? That's all that is. By sitting there going, I know that the mass number of this that I'm trying to harp on so that everybody, you know, looks at you like a piece of shit. I can't stand it. It's hard for me to even articulate what the fuck is even happening here. I hate it. I seriously hate it so much.
School shooters?
I know that the vast majority of mass shootings in schools in America this century were perpetrated by young white men. And I'm just
what proportion of
and
what proportion?
I'm curious.
What proportion?
I'm curious whether your advice would be to people who have.
Look at Nick's face. What proportion? I'm asking you a question here. I told you every freeze frame with Nick is solid fucking. You know what I mean? You get a freeze frame with Nick. Look at that.
I'm curious.
What proportion?
I'm curious whether your advice would be to people who have kids in these schools.
Is my mic working?
What proportion?
Is my mic working? Dude, Nick is full of fucking nice, quick-witted shit like this, isn't he? Dude, when Piers asked him about the Holocaust joke, dude, oh my God, I can't wait. I hope I have that time code. I won't. If I don't have it, I'll spoil it. Right now, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Should they avoid white people at school? Should people with the kids at school avoid young white men at school?
No.
Okay.
Do you know what per capita means? Do you know proportionality? There are more black people proportionally that engage in violent crime or are involved in gangs, especially in these major cities, than there are white people that are school shooters compared to the entire white population. And everybody understands that.
Two-thirds of mass shootings at school perpetrated by white people.
Steamrolls right over it. You know,
Yeah.
He goes, I didn't hear anything you just said at all. This is the next statistic that I will bring to try to bring shame upon the Fuentes family. You know, it's like, dude, come on.
I mean, why are they not interviewing him and just asking him what he thinks about stuff instead of just trying to get him to defend what he says?
Because this is
outlandish.
This is Pierce's whole shtick. This is any time, like, if you've seen anything having to do with Piers, this is it the whole time.
Okay.
This is it the entire time, is him trying to gotcha. And this is why I say Nick is so prepared for this. Like, Nick even says at some point in the interview, he goes, I didn't take this as an ambush because I knew what I was getting into. It's not an ambush if you know exactly what you're walking into.
Right.
You know? Like, how you catching me off guard with this? And I don't have this as a time code, but at the end of the interview, it's funny. Piers goes, I think that this was a good interview. I think that you got a chance, you know, to show the real Nick Fuentes a little more than you have in some of your other recent interviews. Wouldn't you agree? And Nick just flat out goes, no, this is I've been through this like gotcha with the clips. You use the same clips everybody else does. He goes, honestly, this is just more of the same of that. It was no different than, anything that, it just kind of was like, and then Pierce just doesn't even respond to it. Nick says that and Pierce goes, Nick Fuentes, everybody, and just like lets him go. He's like, has no response to it because he knows that's exactly what he did. It's exactly what he did. And he's doing it now with his little turtle mouth. Pierce's little turtle mouth.
But what proportion of white men commit school shootings? That's the question.
I've just told you. It's 60 to 65% of school shootings by white people.
You're telling me what proportion of school shootings are committed by white people. I'm saying what proportion of white people have committed school shootings. Are you playing dumb or are you just not that smart?
What difference does that make to the children lying dead on the ground?
See, now you want to jump on the victims. The difference is you're asking, would you fear white people or black people? And that's the difference. The difference is in terms
what I'm saying to you is by your logic, if we now have agreed that the vast majority of mass shootings in schools are committed by white people and predominantly young white men, then presumably your advice would be to avoid young white men because they perpetrate these massacres. But it won't be because they're white, right?
Oh God, dude, I can't even get through it because it's gonna make us sound racist listening to this. We're sitting there going, "See, Nick is right," and then everyone's going, "Oh God, dude, he's been infected." You know what I mean? Like we can't. I can't even agree with this guy, man. Look, this one's funny, dude. Piers keeps it up with the interruptions. Listen to Nick's fucking response to Piers, dude. He at first he goes, "Whoa, what's with the interruptions?" Piers goes, "I'm sorry." Shuts down. And then he goes, "Is my mic working? Is my microphone working?" This one had me dying. Listen to this.
Media on
so
the
just to
body
be clear, you don't like black people who play the victim and are rude. Is that your position?
I don't like that pattern of behavior.
And who are narcissists?
I see where this is going.
Yeah, you're ahead of me.
Turn this around on me.
You're ahead of me, aren't you? Because when I said, "What black friends have you got?" You said,
I am kind of black, aren't I?
No, not that. You said, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying your choice of black friend is Ye, who is arguably the #1 black victimhood narcissist in America. Do you understand the problem? So he's your friend. He's one of the very few black people you want to be associated with, but he's the epitome of what you just said you abhor.
Yo, Nick's finger. Look at that thing. Yo. It's like skinny at the joint, and then it like fattens out a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like a knife. That thing will cut you. No wonder women don't want him to touch them. It's probably sharp. He's like Edward Scissorhands. He goes to touch you, and next thing you know, you got cuts and scars. All those. He's a sharp little finger. His joints and his hand are insane. I ain't never seen nothing like it. And I'll tell you right now, that half Mexican shit, I ain't buying it. Because these are white people hands. Those are white hands that do that. No Hispanic hands are doing this fucking crazy double jointed shit that Nick's doing, this alien hands bullshit. Every goddamn joint in that bitch is doubled. It's insane.
But he's the epitome of what you just said you abhor about narcissistic black people.
I disagree. I disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. Because Ye, if you've ever met him in real life.
I have, yeah.
Okay, well, then he's nothing but polite, considerate.
Actually, he was very rude to me the last 2 times I interviewed him. He's a supreme narcissist, and he's also...
You keep interrupting me. You're very rude. Are you black? Because you're being very rude by interrupting me right now.
Are you black? He said, "Are you black?" Dude, Nick is unforgivable, bro. There's no, you can't go back. Imagine if his career went to shit tomorrow, he would not be able to get a job. There would be nothing left for this guy. If somebody had the Infinity Stones and the Groypers just all disappeared, I have what would you do with them? I mean, he might be able to sell used cars in Kansas. Like some crazy racist ass part. They go, "Don't worry, my friend. There ain't a black for the next 60 miles in every direction. You're fine here, you know? Like one of those kinds of places. It would be crazy. Are you black? He goes, and Pierce apologizes for that. That's the funniest part to me. I don't give a shit about Nick. Like, it's not funny for him to go, are you black? It's funny because Pierce is going, I'm sorry. He's like legitimately, sincerely apologizing to Nick over this.
He's also.
You keep interrupting me. You're very rude. Are you black?
I
Because you're being very
apologize.
rude by
I
interrupting me right
apologize
now.
to you.
I'm giving you a hard time, but
It's okay.
I'm giving you a hard time. He goes, I apologize to you, Nick Fuentes. You know, I can't tell if he's being sincere or not. It's like, it sounds sincere, but at the same time, you're like, it could be condescending. Like he's saying it to him as if he's like a child, you know?
Yeah.
I apologize to you, Nick Fuentes. Pierce's wife is a cuck. Did you know that? After this interview, the Groypers went ape. All that that shit with Pierce bringing up with the papa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude. Nick did not like that. I'll show you. I got a time code of it on Nick's show,
Mm-hmm.
America First, you know? And Nick was like, dude, Pierce's whole family's greenlit. He says that on the show. The Groypers start fucking, like fucking, you know what I mean? They get on the internet. They start pulling out dude, every picture of Pierce with his wife is like staring at another guy. They're doing like an Akash Singh to Pierce, dude. They're trying to pull an Akash Singh on Pierce over this. It's fucking insanity. The Groypers are relentless, bro. I will never say a bad word about Nick again. You know what I mean? Because I can't have the Groypers coming and shedding light on my goddamn shit. I got crazy stuff going on back here. We cannot have the world finding out about that.
I
You're
do
not
want to
giving me a
finish
hard
my
time.
point. I do want to finish my point about Ye.
I love that. Are you black? Are you black, Pierce? Oh, I do have the time code about the Holocaust. Listen to, dude. I'm gonna let the time code speak for itself. You know, this is the speed round. This is Nick Fuentes' speed round right here. We're gonna blast through them
As groups. And I think that's easy enough to understand.
The reason that many people think you're anti-Semitic is that you have regularly downplayed the Holocaust, and in particular the number of Jewish people who were murdered by the Nazis. It's been said that you believe no more than several 100,000 have been killed. And I'm going to play you this clip.
People talk about, well, you know, what about the gas chambers? Well, to the extent that that's real, I find that hard to believe, but to the extent that's real, there have been atrocities committed and genocides committed in all times and all places. Let's acknowledge why Hitler casts the long shadow, because that confers a political benefit upon Jews. That's why. It doesn't really sound correct to me. Wait a second.
Hey, yo, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck?
Yo, little Nick Fuentes has got to go. I can't do it, dude. He's like a movie caricature, right? He looks like Pee Wee Herman,
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah.
don't he?
Yeah.
Nick is
Got
like,
like some Pee Wee Herman Sheldon vibe.
he is young Sheldon. This is young Sheldon Herman. This is if Pee Wee Herman and Sheldon fucked. And you would get this. He's had that mug forever. Look at how much bigger the mug looks now. Now the thing looks normal size. It looks like this. Dude, back then, the mug looked like this. He had the mug on he was like, had the mug like this. He goes, this is America First. You know, just letting you guys know. That is wild. The mug looks huge. Little Nick Fuentes that ain't the move, bro. That ain't the move. And look at how bad his mic placement was. He was worse than you. That mic had to have been cranked all the way the fuck up.
I think I was doing pretty good today.
No, you're doing great. I'm just busting you. I'm just giving you a hard time. Are you black?
Takes 1 hour to cook a batch of cookies, and you have 15 ovens, probably in 4 different kitchens, right? Doing 24 hours a day, every day for 5 years. How long would it take you to make $6 million? I don't know. It certainly wouldn't be 5 years, right? The math doesn't seem to add up there.
You think that's funny?
It's funny. It's amusing what you're doing because, that one was a joke. But do you want to talk seriously about the Holocaust?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, I do because I just find it extraordinary that you would think the Holocaust could ever be something that we could joke about.
Why, too soon?
Boom goes the dynamite. Dude, when I first heard that, I was like about to spit out. I drank something just to spit it out. I said, holy shit. And it was so funny to me because like that, I'm not one of those people that like tries to minimize the Holocaust, or I'm not like a Holocaust denier or anything like that. But I can wholeheartedly, in the most least anti-Semitic way that I can possibly say this, do not care. It happened so long ago. It's like I have bills and shit. It's like the same. I look at it the same way I look at the Palestine-Israel thing. Like, I think it's tragic that it happened or it's happening or whatever. It's not anything having to do with my life. I have fucking real shit that I have to worry about. And trust me, Israel, Palestine, and the fucking Holocaust ain't one of them. I'm sorry. It's like, I don't. Hey, look, if you want, I can double down. The genocide that happened in the Bolshevik and Soviet Union, didn't care about that one either. And those were Christians. You want to even out the playing field a little bit? I didn't care about any of them. Any genocide that's ever fucking happened, I don't care about it. Why? Not because I'm insensitive, because I have my own fucking problems to deal with. If I was there, I would care. You know what I mean? I'd really fucking care, trust me. But right now, it's like your life is only like the bad things happening are happening to you. It's like you have to deal with them. You know what I mean? I don't have time to deal with other people's bad things that happened when I was not alive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why the fuck do I have to worry about that? And this is like the point that he's trying to make. And when Piers like tries to get him like to, I'm not gonna lie. If somebody tried shaming me about saying that, like you don't care about it, it's not that I don't care that it happened. Of course I care that it happened. I don't care now. Now it's not a big concern of mine. You know what I mean? I'm not waking up in the morning going, man, that was fucking tragic. The 6 million. No, I'm waking up going, how am I gonna feed my cats? How am I gonna my lights are gonna stay on? I'm going to put gas in the car this week. It's like, that's the shit that I'm worried about. I don't care about this other shit. It's like, what am I doing here? Especially now in today's economy, it's like, bro, shit's rough out there. Eggs are like $18, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Is it too soon to make jokes?
How many people do you think died in the Holocaust? How many Jewish people?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe 7 million. What's the number? 6 million, something like that.
Now, see, this is a little 6-7 he's doing here, And this is that, like, you don't take, the Piers doesn't realize this. He's trolling him right now.
Right.
He's going, I don't know. The number goes up every day. He's like, it seems like with the Jews, the number just goes up every day. And he does this with his hand. He goes, they're cranking it up. Every day they're cranking it up,
Died in the Holocaust? How many Jewish people?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe 7 million. What's the number?
6
million, something like that.
6
So
7
8 million.
You concede that 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust?
Possibly more. Possibly, we're discovering all the time. So it could maybe even be more than that.
So why have you doubted the numbers?
See, that's how much of a gotcha journalist that Piers is. He doesn't even realize that Nick is just fucking with him. Right now. What are they archaeologically like digging up new fucking? They're going, oh, we found more victims, or we're digging them all up. It's like, what are you, crazy? The numbers are going up all the time. What are you, fucking nuts? This is like Piers is legitimately not even registering that Nick is like trolling him, going like, yeah, they're like fossils. We're just like finding them, It's like, that's like the number can go up, It's like, no, dude, it stopped already, Piers. Chill, dude. You if you're paying attention, you would know this. You know, Pierce is just too caught up in the trying to make Nick look like an asshole. He doesn't even realize that, like, he's making himself look like an asshole by glazing by these clearly fucking laid out trolls that he's doing to you. Like, what are you, crazy? You know? His friend's voicemail, though. Did you listen to the voicemail?
Yeah, I don't know that I remember it. I mean, I did listen to the whole thing.
Bro, the victim shit in this voicemail is like so fucking cringy to me. It's like Piers called up a journalist friend of his and was like, "Can you leave me a voicemail on my telly, on my Sally telly, and can you really really drive the point home that you're affected by the fact that this young man is anti-Semitic and racist." You know, it's like essentially the point that we're trying to make here, right? The result of this is the cringiest. Well, it was like humorous. This guy's English accent was the most fucking warble tongue bullshit. I was like, dude, you cannot be serious. You had to have had a better fucking like talking friend than this, Piers, to deliver this clearly scripted out voice. I don't know. I'm joking about the scripted part. I'm sure this guy's family dealt with some tragic shit if he's being serious. But just the second that you hear this guy's voice, you're like, this is not real. You're like, there's no way this is real.
Was in the past.
Oh, wait, we didn't go to it. Dude, the voicemail is just too much, bro. Listen to this voicemail.
This generalization. You know, the truth is that most Jewish
I need a
people
joint for the
have lost relatives in the Holocaust. In fact, I want to play you two clips. One is where you talk about Adolf Hitler.
Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool. So, you know, time to grow up. We're not children anymore. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right, boys? Am I right? Let's go. He was also really fucking cool.
You regret saying that?
Saying a fact? No, that's absolutely
saying a fact? What are you, high? You know, and you know it's funny, and you're going to hear Nick say this. His justification, he goes, what's so cool about Hitler, right? Piers asks him. He goes, dude, there's like hype edits online of Hitler. They're like awesome. You know, it's like people editing Hitler clips to like dope ass electronic music. It's like boom, ba-dum, dum, boom, ba-dum, boom, and Hitler's just sitting there rocking back and forth, like killing fucking tons of people. Nick's like, dude, that's fucking lit, dude. I will say, the Nazis, coolest uniforms in military history. You hands down, you have to. Nazi fashion was insane, bro. That was like creme de la creme military attire. Aside from that, not all that cool. You know, I can't give them everything. You can't give the Nazis everything. I will give them, and the shoulder, the bicep band, the red band on the side, that can go. We can lose all that. But like the eagle symbols and shit, the swastika, I could take it or leave it, right? But like the crazy eagle symbols and their suits were like sharp. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers were like starch on everything. Stiff, you know? Like that's how you want the military to look. Like them. Like you want them to look diabolical but cool while they're doing it, right? Because then you send a group of those guys into a city, everybody goes, hit the fucking deck. Mm-hmm. You know, they're about to start sewing people's arms to their asses or something. That's like what the Nazis did. Dude, the Nazis were nuts, but they were not cool. Just their fashion was cool. Agreed? No. You don't have to say it. Keep quiet over there. We have a livelihood to protect with you. You might end up losing everything. Then you are not a groiper, so, you know, you don't have the support that we have. I'm a groiper now.
Oh, okay.
Saying a fact? No, that's absolutely true.
You think Hitler was very fucking cool?
Yes, I do.
One of them.
And I'm tired of pretending he's not.
Well,
to be honest.
This is the problem, you see. It's a bit like when you just say, I'm a racist. You're a racist, you think Hitler's cool, but you're not anti-Semitic. If you're a Jewish person watching this, what are they thinking? I'll tell you what they're thinking, because I've got a friend of mine called Danny Finkelstein, who...
Danny Finkelstein? Hey, yo. I'm not even going to hit the soundbite. I was gonna. You saw I was gonna. I had my finger. I thought about it. But then I thought, would that be anti-Semitic? After a Finkelstein, you hit the soundbite? That's anti-Semitic.
When he heard I was interviewing you, he's a Times journalist in the UK, very eminent journalist here, and author, who wrote a book about his own family's experiences at the hands of Hitler and Stalin, because you also told Tucker Carlson that you admire Stalin. But let's just take what Danny said here.
No, this guy is about to be like, me, y'all bullshit, and then the Jewish never Holocaust in the concentration camps, mate. The funniest, dude, listen, just make sure you remember me mum. That's all you have to remember. Me mum.
Hi, Piers.
Oh, shit, I never actually looked at him before. Dude, when I was... Hey, yo. Hold on. When I was listening to this, I wasn't watching at this part. I thought it was just a voicemail. I thought he just left them a voicemail on the phone. I didn't know that the guy would look like this, dude. This guy looks like, somehow he looks like older Bill Maher. Like, how do you look older than Bill Maher? Bill Maher's already old as hell. Does he not? He looks like Bill Maher a little bit. Like if Bill Maher had cancer. This is crazy. Me mum.
Finkelstein here. As you're interviewing Nick Fuentes, you might try suggesting to him that he reads my book, Hitler, Stalin, Mum and Dad. It's called Two Roads Home in the United States. Since he says he's on Team Hitler, you might like to ask him about the fact that Hitler arrested my mum, tried to starve my mum to death, did starve my grandmother to death, sent my great aunt to the gas chamber, my great uncle, my cousin. My grandmother on my father's side ended up being one out of 7 children, the only one that survived the war. So you might ask him whether he wouldn't rather be on Team Mum rather than Team Hitler. And
Team Mum. You might want to ask Nick Fuentes. Dude, Brits say they pronounce it so crazy. Nick Fuentes. It's like, bro, get with the program, bro. Fuentes. All right, it's one. Just one syllable. Fuentes. 2 syllables. That's it. Fuentes. You fucking making it 3? You're crazy. He goes, you might want to ask Nick Fuentes if he's Team Mum or Team Hitler. I'm Team Hitler every time. I'm sorry. I don't even know your mom. You know? Obviously, I'm kidding. But I'm not kidding. Am I kidding? The world will never know. Is this the real me? Or is this all for show? You know? Do I actually listen to British men talk about their mums in my spare time and time code it and set it all up and get it ready to record every week, once a week, a couple hours? Do I actually do this? The world will never know. You understand?
I know what the world needs to know about before we move on.
What?
Well, at some point, you're supposed to tell me about the soap.
Oh, the soap. God, the soap. The story about the soap. You don't even need to know about the soap. The soap, okay, because this guy it's not that funny. You know, he just has a weird voice, you know, but he's talking about his fucking family dying in the goddamn, Holocaust. You know, that's kind of tragic. You want to know the story about the goddamn soap. All right, let's take a break from Nick Fuentes to talk about the soap. All right? Because nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about right now. So, I am not somebody who likes to use bars of soap. I'm not that kind of guy. I am a gel man. I like a good gel. I like to, you know, like that, out of the bottle, onto the hand. You mix it all, you know, you get a nice lather in your hands. I don't even use a loofah. I like a loofah. I just don't go out of my way to buy them. But maybe I will after this. You know, now that we're talking about it, I might have a hankering for a good body scrub, you know. But I like me a gel, usually a shower gel, right? And this past week I went shopping. I've been going to Walmart lately. And usually I'm not a big fan of Walmart. And trust me, this episode is not sponsored by Walmart, but I have to say, I go there and it's cheaper than anywhere else I go. Every other grocery store I go to, I'm walking out with a fraction of what I'd be walking out with, paying the money that I'm paying. You know what I mean? Walmart, I just seem to get more bang. I don't know what it is. And the prices don't even look that different to me. Like, I don't memorize them or whatever, but I don't ever feel like I'm paying less. But somehow I'm walking out with an ass load of stuff, right? But I always seem to have problems with Walmart. Usually, it ends up being when I'm leaving because those motherfuckers want you to give them the receipt. They want to actually go through the receipt and see what's in your cart. Bitch, this is America, motherfucker. I'm innocent till proven guilty, God damn it. I paid for my shit. I'm not going to sit there and people will wait in line. Like, that's how you know that majority of people are sheep. That they will sit there and go, oh, everybody else is waiting to give this guy the receipt. I must have to wait too. Now, all of a sudden, you're held hostage in the fucking Walmart waiting to get out. I walk past those motherfuckers. Usually, this is where the problems arise. This was not the case this time. Okay? This was probably the most petty Walmart shit that I've ever done. I have no shame in it. Just like Nick, I have zero shame in this game. So I go food shopping the other day, and I buy a lot of shit. Like, I'm like, fucking kitty litter, cat food, all of my groceries, the fucking toiletries, soap, this, that, sponges. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hitting the whole spectrum here. This is not getting my bits. You know what I mean? Like the Brits would say. I'm not getting my bits. The little, I'm getting every goddamn thing. So I got a cart full of shit, right? And I'm in line. There's not that many registers open as it is, right? Which is always a bad sign. Walmart is the only supermarket that has
a million and nobody
800 cash registers in the fucking building, and only 3 are fucking open at any given fucking time. And here's the best part. 2 of them are self-scan. They want you to fucking goddamn do it. Now you work at Walmart. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that for $0, you too can feel like you work at Walmart by going to the self-checkout and scanning your own fucking items? Did you know? It's quite the experience, trust me. So there's not that many lines open. I finally find one. I go, okay, this is the line. I'm going to stick with this one. I'm sitting there waiting in line. There's a person in front of me. They don't have that much shit, and I'm waiting to like go in the line. I don't have headphones in. I don't have nothing. I'm fucking just sitting there waiting in line. Nobody says nothing to me. I get to the point to where I'm about to start putting my stuff on the belt, and not the person at the register I'm at, some other person like 2 registers away hollers at me. Not like yells at me. They just holler over like, sir, that line's closed. You have to come over here. So now I'm fucking pissed because I just got done waiting in line, and the line that I'm waiting in, the cashier does not even tell me like, hey, I'm closed. You know what I mean? Like, why am I not hearing it from this person?
Right.
And on top of that, why am I only hearing it now that I'm ready to put my fucking shit on the belt? Like, so now what? I have to go and wait in a whole ass another line because this fucking asshole didn't want to talk to me? What, they feeling fucking antisocial right now? Like, are you serious? You work at a cash register. You got to speak the fuck up here. So what did I do? I did the most petty shit ever. I took the cart and I left it with the person at the register. And I said, I'll see you guys later. I started walking the fuck out. And the guy that was like a couple registers away was like, no, you can come over here. I was like, I'm good, bro. It's like, you guys are just going to tell me now that I have to go to another line? It's like, I'm fucking leaving. I got shit to do. I'm out of here. I fucking just left. So the reason why I have a bar of soap right now is because I needed soap that night to shower. So I just left and went to a different grocery store and only bought soap and like, I think dish soap or something else that I like absolutely needed, and then went back to the same Walmart the next day and got all my groceries. There's zero shame in my game. As a matter of fact, I applaud myself. I applaud myself for acting that way. You know why? Because fuck Walmart. That's why. You know, you get these fucking little, like these young, and it was like some fucking mid-20s, like black chick. Obviously, we don't care about the fact that she's black. I care about the fact that she didn't speak up. You know? I was like, we got the one fucking mute black person, and no, I'm just kidding. I'm just, you know, but honestly, I was like heated off of that. I was like, I'm not going through with this grocery purchase. I'm out of here. Y'all can have fun putting that shit back. Like, what, are you going on break? All right, we'll put these back before you go on break. Like, I'm fucking out of here. I have zero shame. I hold zero shame. If this show was more popular, the comments would be flooded. People would be like, bro, you're a child. I am a man-child. I am a man-child. I left. I said, excuse me. You know? But speaking of man-child, dude, look at this. This is, right here, this is where it's going to start getting real fun for this interview right here, this Piers Morgan extravaganza. Now we're back on the Nick Fuentes train. Are you satisfied with that soap story?
Yeah.
Not the one you were expecting, right? You thought it was going to be some crazy, grandiose thing. He's got like this scientific reason for having a bar of soap.
I thought that.
You thought it, and I'll tell you right now, you weren't expecting it to be the pettiest thing you heard this fucking week. I was ready. I said, fuck with me, Walmart. I'll fucking tip the card over too. You know, no, they probably arrest me. They'd be like, damaged goods. Get him. He trashed the merchandise. Get him. You know, but they can't touch you over at Walmart. At least that's what I hear. I hear that, like, if you're stealing something, they can't, like, touch you. You know? So I could just, like, I should have just ran out with the cart and just tried to get...
As you were telling the story, I was almost thinking you were going to say that.
What, that I ran out with all of my groceries?
Like, whatever.
Oh, well, fuck.
Because you also started the story off with talking about the people checking your receipt.
You would think that, but I hit you with a little Piers Morgan misdirection. You know, we like to do a lot of misinfo over here at Lost Docs Meet. So I hit you with that curve. You know, you thought I was going to... You know what's funny about you saying that? Is I remember there was this one time. This was when I used to drink back in the day. You know, I don't drink no more for very good reason. But there was one time I went to like a Walmart or some sort of supermarket like that. And I went to buy something that was like on sale the day before. And they were like, it's not on sale anymore. And I was like so agitated by it. I was like, this is all I'm giving you and I'm leaving. And I left the money there and just left. And like that probably like could have gotten me in trouble. You know what I mean? Because I essentially was stealing, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But I've done something like that in the past, but it was never in like a right state of mind. I was always like drunk as fuck or something, you know? Oh, hold on. I lost the headphones.
Oh.
Yeah, the headphones went out for a second. I was like, ooh, that scared me, you know? I thought I was going to have to start the whole show over again.
No way.
Yeah, I would have started it all over again from the top. We would have went through this whole script. We would have had to recite all of this over. Could you imagine? You know how long it took me to memorize all this? Holy shit.
Right? But what's happening with women...
You literally just told your followers, hang on, in that clip, you literally told followers, women, they get old, they get fat, they get ugly, they get very annoying. So where's the incentive to get married to women? There isn't one. You're actively telling them the opposite.
You're extrapolating.
I want to go on the record and say women don't get annoying. They are annoying. They don't get annoying. There's no, okay, they might get fat and they might get ugly. They don't develop annoyingness. They are. It is. It's a state of, it's a fact, okay? The women are annoying. That's so funny. He goes, they get annoying. Who gets annoying? That's so shit. The way he says that.
Ugly. They get very annoying. So they get old.
They get old. They get fat. They get very annoying. I love how he throws that in there. They get very annoying.
Told your followers, hang on. In that clip, you literally told followers, women, they get old, they get fat, they get ugly, they get very annoying. So where's the incentive to get married to women? There isn't one. You're actively telling them the opposite.
You're extrapolating a lot. We can complain.
Just quoting you back yourself again.
No, but you're extrapolating and saying, well, you say women are annoying, so therefore, what's the incentive? We have to do it in spite of the fact that they are annoying. We have to do it in spite of the fact that they talk too much. We can get them to lose weight. We can put them on peptides. We can get them to the promised land, but it's going to be
Do you think this view of women may be why none of them want to go near you?
Ooh, now this is where look at Nick's face. Oh, he goes, I on the contrary, Piers. On the contrary, I got the Groipets, dude. They're fucking all on my dick, dude. He goes, he goes, the Groipets are all on my dick, Piers. Okay? I'll have you know that. I like when Nick does that little deep, like, wispy thing with his voice. He goes, I like that. You know, it's something weird. I can't put my finger on it. But it turns me on every time, I'll tell you. Look at that. Piers goes, yeah, you know, this may be why women just don't want to go near you, because you're just a fucking incel little fag. Piers is going to start hitting him with the 13-year-old, like, middle school fucking, I'm fucking making fun of you shit. Like, dude, this is hilarious right here. I was dying at this part. I go, Piers really doesn't understand how big of an idiot he's making himself look like. Because it's like, he thinks that I'll get into the explanations why. Let's watch it happen first.
Gonna be.
Do you think this view of women may be why none of them want to go near you?
Oh, you should see my DMs. It is quite the opposite. They're called the Groipets, and I'm actually batting them away. Granted, not all of them are attractive. Some of them are attractive.
Are you actually?
Yo, he goes, great. He just sells them all down the river. He goes, yo, he goes, you should see my DMs, bro. Oh, that's so fucking funny. You should see my DMs. There's tons of bitches in there. Not all of them are hot. You know, he goes, not all. I'll admit it. He goes, I'll be honest. Not all of them are hot. But there's some of them. He goes, some of them in there are good.
Just to clear up one of the many theories about you, I've no idea what the answer is, and you haven't got to answer. But are you actually attracted to women?
I am attracted to women.
You're not gay?
No.
Does your mother know you're gay? Piers hits him with that quick one. Are you gay? No? Does your mother know you're gay? Did you know that that's a trick question? Think about it. Does your mother know you're gay?
Oh, yeah.
You answer yes or no, you're fucking gay, you know? Piers hits him with that. He goes, are you gay? Does your mother know you're gay?
But I will say that women are very difficult to be around.
Okay.
So there's that.
And do you think they should have the right to vote?
Uh-oh.
I do not. No, absolutely not.
Look, his eyes will get wide. He goes, yo, take away the right to drive, too. He goes, these bitches on the road are crazy. Yo, this is where Piers is like, I mean, he kind of got him. That's like a check for Piers. You know, you say, hey, should women vote? You hit him with a no. I agree with Nick, but, you know, I'm just a tyrant myself. You know, I'm over here. You know, women, I'm always got my foot on a woman's neck. You know, that's just me. I'm always, I'm senpai. You know, I'm senpai. So I'm putting bitches down. Oh, it's so funny, dude. Piers over here. Look, okay, wait, no. So maybe he does go a little further with this. Let's listen, because he starts hitting him with, like, you're just a little virgin, aren't you, little Nick? Like,
stay at home?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So basically, you're just a misogynist old dinosaur, aren't you? For a young guy. Yeah. I mean, I know I'm the boomer. I know I'm the boomer here, but actually, you're a 27-year-old dinosaur, aren't you? Aren't you, Nick Fuentes? All women.
I am.
All women are annoying. All women grow old. They all get fat. Says the guy. Have you ever had sex?
Uh-oh. Have you ever had sex? Mm-hmm. You know? And you know what's funny is Piers is a Christian, like a Catholic guy, right? So to somebody like Piers, right, you should be essentially saving yourself for marriage. This would be the way that you should go about it, right? Don't it sound a little contradictory to be making fun of someone?
Don't know what it has to do with anything.
Exactly. You grown ass fucking man. Like, Pierce is probably legitimately a grandfather. You know what I mean? He's sitting there going, you haven't even had sex, have you? I'm 86 years old. I'm still getting it in. Nick Fuentes. Every now and then, my wife lets me join, with her partner. My wife and her partner let me join every now and then. I'm having sex, Nick Fuentes.
Or aren't you? Aren't you, Nick Fuentes? All women,
I am.
all women are annoying. All women grow
fossil.
old. They all get fat. Says the guy, have you ever had sex?
No, absolutely not.
Wow. Says the guy who's never got laid.
That's the
Wow.
thing, though. You boomers, it's
Do you think
always
you're an
get
expert
laid,
in women,
free love.
given you've never got laid?
Yeah, we are going back.
Look how much Pierce thinks he ate with that. He goes, you think you're an expert in women? You never got laid before? You have to be an expert in women to know they're annoying? No, I'm just fucking with you. How's the dumpling? You are working that goddamn thing. I'm telling you. If that thing could talk right now, holy shit. No, but seriously, Pierce is he's losing it right now. He's losing it. The smile, and like that's what gets me the most about it. I go, he's smiling. It's like somebody thinking that they're cool, but they're stepping in a pile of dog shit and they don't realize it or something, right? Like he's like standing there like, I'm the coolest guy ever. Everybody else sees that your foot is in a huge pile of dog shit right now. Except you. And you just going, I got my sunglasses on. I'm cool as hell, You trying to get some girl's number? Yo, what's up, mama? How you doing? She goes, bruh, are you serious right now, my brother? You go, what the fuck is this? Yo, did we ever watch Undercover Brother? We never did.
No, we didn't.
Dude, all this Nick Fuentes and racism, I have to watch a little Undercover Brother to balance that out. Like, what better to fight the racism, the white supremacy, than with a little anti-white humor, you know what I mean? A little bit of anti-white fucking comedy, like Undercover Brother. This is good shit. We might watch Undercover Brother after this episode, which is getting me very excited. I will be eating fried chicken while watching Undercover Brother. Not the fried chicken you're expecting. It's going to be nuggets, but it will be fried. Air fried, because I got soul, brother. I'm getting high fives all the time.
But you've never got laid?
Yeah, we are going back to the Stone Age. You're absolutely right. This, you're talking about empathy and your kids are empathetic and they would never laugh at a joke about the Holocaust and you're a misogynist. You're a simp yourself. You're totally henpecked. That's the problem. So we are going back to the way
Let me play another clip of yours about women.
Wait. This one, Nick is about to make himself sound bad, bro. I can't defend him on this one. I have to let him drown. As soon as we listen to this clip, we will not provide any further context. We will not make any jokes. We will skip to the next time code.
A lot of women want to be raped. And when I say raped, I mean like, that sounds bad when I say it like that. There's like bad. A lot of women that really want a guy to beat the shit out of them. But also they have to pretend, but part of it is they have to pretend like they don't.
Look, Nick he got a little older. He went from young Sheldon to like almost the Nick we know now, And of course, he got crazier. He goes, women love to be raped. He goes, there's one thing I know about bitches. You go, dude, that one's a rough time code. You can't. That's a tough clip. You kind of can't come back from that. It's funny. Listen to Nick's defense. He goes, yeah, that's why women read 50 Shades of Grey. He goes, they want to be choked and shit.
But also they have to pretend, but part of it is they have to pretend like they don't.
You think women want to be raped, do you?
That's what the studies show, Piers. That is what these statistics say.
But that's what you believe,
They have fantasies. They have fantasies about it. I don't think that they want to actually get raped.
That's the studies. Every woman's got a survey in front of them. Goes, do you want to be raped? Yes or no? They go, yes. They all check, yes. Thank you. Send that in to the CDC, please. Make sure the FDA gets that stat. Every girl wants. What studies? That's what I need to know. I gotta know where the fuck are those studies at? That women just are like, yeah, we all want it. We all want it. Like, I've never heard no goddamn study like that. I hear they got studies for everything, but show me the papers. I gotta see that one. I love this guy. Nick and me are close. I'll see him later tonight at midnight mass. I'll see Nick. We'll be singing qualms. But this one's like, what are you even talking about? The study, that's what the studies show. He's saying it to Piers with the confidence of like he has this locked down. I need to see those studies. Because I don't know about no goddamn studies like that. Would you like to get raped? With 2 check boxes, yes or yes. There you go. 2 checks. They go yes and yes. Every single one of them. That sounds crazy. You don't, I mean, honestly, it kind of goes without saying, but you don't feel that way, right?
Right.
You're a woman. Therefore, you speak for all women.
Yeah, that's it.
And women don't want to get raped. See, I have a live one right here. Everyone, see, this is the way to do it. If Nick is going to make these claims, he's got to have a chick in the goddamn room with him, to back him. I say women are annoying. She laughs. That's confirmation right there. As far as I'm concerned, it's fact after that. He's doing it wrong. He needs to get one. He needs to buy one. Nick goes, this is a Red Bar joke, but Nick goes, I finally own a woman. He marries a girl. He goes, I finally own a woman. I did it. I can't believe it. Good old Nick, man. What's the next time code on this one? That's what the studies show. This one kind of got me a little weirded out. So we saw Piers. He hits Nick with the fucking, you never even been laid. You're just a fucking little incel bitch, How you gonna talk about women? You ain't never even seen the pink, mate. You ain't never even been inside, mate. You a fucking faggot, bitch. He goes from that to making fun of the fact that Nick has never seen bloody tampons before. Taking that as like a pejorative to Nick. Going, you're just a bitch. You ain't never even seen a tampon before, have you, mate?
Do you think that the Catholic Church thinks all women should be deprived of the vote?
Yeah, I think so.
No, they don't.
I think they do, yeah.
You think the Catholic Church position is women shouldn't be allowed to vote?
I think so, yeah,
No.
but I'm not positive.
No, it's bullshit.
Oh, it should be.
It should be. So if you were Pope, that's what you do. You could be Pope because you're celibate.
No, hit him with again. You could be Pope because you're fucking, a virgin bitch. I like Piers right now. He knows an awful lot about Catholicism, and you're still making fun of this kid for being a virgin. Come on, in the same breath, he's sitting there going, that's not what Catholics believe, that women shouldn't have the right to vote. Catholics don't believe that. I should know. I'm a Catholic. Oh, you're a virgin bitch? You're saving yourself for the Lord, faggot? It's like, whoa, dude. Calm down. Calm down with that turtle smile.
That's true. And I'm also from Chicago, like the Pope. But look, right. I mean, women, it says in the Bible that women have no authority over men, and they can't teach men, and that's why there's no female priests.
So there's a lot of things in the Bible. I mean, do you take every word of the Bible as sacrosanct?
Well, yeah, it's inspired scripture.
That's all of it. Is this now all of it is sacrosanct.
A theological debate. Well, it is Catholic doctrine that women should not lead and teach. I mean, you're not interacting with what I'm saying. Why can't women be priests?
They should be.
Okay, well, you're not Catholic. That's not a Catholic position.
I am a Catholic. There's many things I disagree with the Catholic Church.
Okay. Well, that kind of is contrary because the whole basis of being Catholic is accepting. It's accepting the authority of the pontiff.
You can be a member of a religion and disagree with parts of that religion. Perfectly reasonable.
You could be,
until you hit heaven's gate and then fucking God goes, wait, what? And he goes, you said what about women being priests? And goes, hits a button, it sends Piers to hell. He goes, sorry, bro, we don't do that shit up here.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could say
you're an
that, but it wouldn't
extremist.
be true.
If you're an extremist, you can't.
Okay.
Obviously, you never deviate.
That's just not rigorous.
You never
That's just
deviate if
sloppy.
you're an extremist. But even the
That's
Constitution,
just sloppy.
even the Constitution's been amended. Was it 27 times? People talk about this sacrosanct document. It's it's been amended 27 times.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my, this is not rigorous intellectually. This is very
Just
this is
a statement of
tabloid
fact.
theology. Okay. But it's fine. Where were we? We're talking about Trump and somehow we got
on
into
Trump,
you're
look,
white
on
knighting for
on-
women's rights.
On Trump, well, I think women should have the same rights as you and I. You don't. That's fine.
Put on the pink hat, bro. Put on the pink hat. We're waiting.
What's the pink hat for?
Look at now he's hitting him with this shit. This is Pierce's boomer mind cannot comprehend. You understand the pink hat?
I think.
What? I don't like to do this to people. I was gonna say, what do you think the pink hat is, and kind of like, but I don't like when people do that to me. When they go, "Oh, what do you think it is?" Like they question me, you know what I mean? And then I'm supposed to answer it. It's like, fuck off, dude. He's talking about like the women's march shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where pink, you get the pink ribbon, you know, it's like all this good shit. I'm with it. I fight for y'all. I'm all about open carry tits. You know what I mean? Like they need to do that shit everywhere. Liberate them and let them free, you know? Women should be anything I feel women should have equal rights to is to walk around shirtless. You know, I'm doing it all the time. I leave my house every morning. I go Bert Kreischer. I pop the top. Nobody says a word to me. You know? Going to the gas station like that. Women should have the same right. And they should exercise that right daily. You know? I feel that same way, you know. But I don't even remember where. Oh yeah, Nick is trolling him. See, I went on such a tangent there about open carry tits. I started thinking about tits being everywhere, man. I go to work and tits are just out. I go hubba bubba, you know. I go, oh no, oh there's tits. I'm gonna have to sexually assault someone today. So. Nick is hitting him with the troll, you know. Pierce's boomer mind. He goes, put on the pink hat, bro. Put on the pink hat, bro. It's like Nick might as well be going, put the fries in the bag, bro. You know these young kids nowadays. They go, put the fries in the bag, bro. You're done, bro.
White knighting for women's rights.
Well, I think women should have the same rights as you and I. You don't. That's fine.
Put on the pink hat, bro. Put on the pink hat. We're waiting.
What's the pink hat for?
For the march, for the women's march. Are we going to see you at the women's march protesting for women's rights and all that?
I think women should have equal rights to men. Period.
You carry tampons in case your female friends get a period or something?
Oh my God. I love it, dude. Nick is on it right now. This is good. This is good right here. This is, see, you can only fight fire with fire sometimes. If Pierce is going to make fun of him for being a virgin and act like a 15-year-old child, you know, making fun of this guy, it's like only appropriate to give him a little dose, right?
Right.
Why not? You know? This is good strategy on Nick's part. Because this is showing Pierce and Pierce's audience that he's like, whatever you say, I don't care. You know? I'm going to troll you, baby. I'm going to troll you.
Thing like, it's crazy.
I'd have no problem giving a female friend a tampon, would you? I don't suppose you've ever seen a tampon, have you?
I don't suppose you've ever seen a tampon. This is Pierce's retort to that. Let's go back and watch that exchange, like at its fullest, you know? Pierce is like thinking that he's eating with this. This is what they say right now. The kids go, oh, he ate with that. Oh, she ate with that. Right?
Sure.
I don't want to come off as boomer. You know, so I need to get with it because if I ever end up getting into one of these situations with Nick and he starts calling me a fucking boomer, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to choke him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can't have that. So these go, Pierce thinks he's eating with this. Watch the way that this goes down.
For the march, for the women's march, are we going to see you at the women's march protesting for women's rights and all that?
I think women should have equal rights to men. Period.
You carry tampons in case your female friends get a period or something? Like, it's crazy.
I'd have no problem giving a female friend a tampon, would you? I don't suppose you've ever seen a tampon, have you?
Gross. Absolutely not.
You think tampons are gross?
Yeah, they're filled with period blood. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Really?
Wow.
Really? Oh, Nick Fuentes. He's like laughing, like, oh, seems like we've got something here. He's like texting the producers on his iPad. He goes, I think we got him, guys. He's never seen a tampon before. He's a fucking bitch. What kind of shit is this? That is like the craziest thing to like think that you're throwing an insult at the guy. It's like, what's so insulting about that? I don't get that. You know? It's like I've never had to see a tampon, Piers. In or out of a vagina. I've never had to see one. I'm sorry. It's just never happened. You know? That makes you less of a man to not, I've not seen a tampon. Hey, look, I'm 36, right? I ain't never seen a tampon either. I ain't never seen one, bro. I don't even know what they are. I really don't. I know that it has something to do with the string, and you pull the string and like a parachute comes out or something like that, I think. It's like some crazy shit like that, but I ain't never seen one, you know? It's just never been part of my life. Does that make me less of a man? And trust me, there's women everywhere in my life. My job, I'm the only fucking guy that works at my goddamn job. And trust me, it ain't what you think. All right? You think you'd be in heaven. I'm in fucking hell. All right? I'm over in that bitch. I'm begging for there to be men in the workspace. I will be editing that part out. So look, Piers is really trying to hit him with the ego. You never seen a tampon before. He's like smiling and laughing and shit. Like, you have to know. I don't even know if boomers would laugh at this. Like, you really think boomers are like retarded. They would probably. They go, oh, he's a bitch. He's never seen a tampon before.
Yeah, that's
it. Like, I could totally see a boomer. It's like, boomers, they gotta go. They gotta, like, the second that the boomer wave, like, dies off, which is crazy, because it's like, we got, like, maybe 20 more years tops for the boomers to die off. It's like, when that generation dies off, the world's either going to go completely to shit or it's going to be like utopia after that. Because the reason why I say it could probably go either way is because, like, boomers do, like, weird shit with their money when they die. Like, they don't, like, leave it to their kid. They, like, fucking, they go, like think of, what's that guy that is, like, crazy with the stock market? I think his name's, like, Warren Buffett or something like that. Him. Dude, that guy is, like, legitimately on record going, none of my kids will get a fucking cent of my goddamn money. Like, none of them. It's all going to charity. Think about the stupid shit that charities are going to do with all this guy's goddamn money. The world's going to go crazy. There's going to be, like, advertisements fucking all over the place for all these stupid-ass nonprofits and shit. People, and that shit influences, like, generational minds, you know? It's like, think about, like, we didn't grow up with, like, the anti-smoking ads. Like, it was kind of like they were there, but, like, they were kind of like a somewhat new thing when we were, like, getting out of school and stuff like that, right? It wasn't like when we were children, I wasn't seeing anti-smoking ads on Saturday cartoons and shit like that. You know what I mean? It was, like, in middle school is when I started seeing that. And what was it called again? The anti-smoking campaign. It was called, like, Truth or some shit like that, or like.
Oh yeah.
What you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think you're right. It was like orange and white.
Yeah. It had some weird fucking, like, dotted logo or something like that on it.
I can see it.
So, like, we didn't, like, grow up with that, like, at a developmental stage, right? But the next generation did, and kids don't smoke cigarettes that much. Like, they're vaping out the ass, don't get me wrong, but, like, kids are not smoking cigarettes that much. You know what I mean? And I feel like that kind of shit, it kind of does influence the generations when they're seeing, like, propaganda like that. And I think about all these boomers die and they leave their money to nonprofits and all this other shit. Now all of a sudden these dumbass nonprofits got an assload of money. They're pumping fucking propaganda, fucking getting every ad space they possibly can on Hulu and Netflix. Can't believe I'm saying that. Companies buying ad space on Netflix. What are we, in the fucking Twilight Zone? You know? And then next thing you know, there's a new generation of kids that they all want to save the whales and shit. You know what I mean? That's their big card. It's like that kind of shit happens, you know? Global warming. Look at Greta Thunberg's retarded ass. She's fucking handcuffing herself to like cruise ships and shit every chance she fucking gets. She's doing some dumb shit online. Global warming. Give me a break with that shit. I don't know how we got from Piers making fun of Nick about tampons to that, but that's where we are right now. You know? And Piers actually thinks that he did a good job with this. I actually think I do have the time code. Let's just let him wrap it up. Listen to this.
Agree. I think you should be perfectly free to express yourself exactly how you see fit. My problem is how you see fit with some of the things that you say. And we've been through a lot of them. And I think people who don't know you very well will have been shocked in parts and surprised in other parts. But in totality, they can see you for what you are. I think we've got a lot nearer to what the real Nick Fuentes is in the last 2 hours than we probably have seen from your other recent interviews. Would you agree?
No, I mean, the clip thing, we've done the clip thing. We've all seen the clip show. Everyone's seen the clips. You think you're the first one to do the ADL rap sheet. So here you said this, and then here you said that. I've been playing that game for 10 years. So this is honestly more of the same, to tell you the truth.
Nick Fuentes.
Look at no response out of Piers. Nick goes, sorry, bro. But you're literally the last person to do this. You're literally the last one. I'm sorry to say this. You suck ass. Nick Fuentes, everyone. Like, you know what I mean? He's got no response to that. I love that. Let's give it up for Piers Morgan and Nick Fuentes. Gotta love it. I don't know about you, but I think that's going to call it a night for me, you know? I wasn't expecting us to get that into it on that. Nick Fuentes and Piers Morgan, man. We might have to save the other stuff for a live. You know what I mean? Be sure, if you're listening, be sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Hit the notifications on the channel because every now and then you'll catch us live. You'll get a chance to hang out with us and see what it's really like, you know? To see how the sausage is made over here at Lost Docs Media. This is like you literally can see how we fucking come up with the show during a live because that's all we do is just watch something and talk shit about it and go, hey, that's a time code. You know, it's like that's how the show is made. So, you know, you can be sure to catch us on those if you subscribe and hit notifications. Be sure to catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else you listen to your favorite podcast. New episodes come out every Wednesday. Audio comes out at 4 a.m. and video comes out at 4 p.m. We will have new stuff to announce coming shortly also, right? I think we're pretty much uploading all of the episodes to an archive right now on the website so that we can start a membership tier. And that way we'll do like scheduled lives where we're actually doing them more frequently. You know, I'm kind of like rambling and trailing off a little bit here because I'm trying to like think of all the stuff that we should tell people who actually listen to these things to the end. You know, it's like come up with membership tiers, uploading episodes to the back end of the website to archive them for that kind of stuff. So I don't have to worry about if the YouTube channel gets deleted or something like that. Because once they're all on there, the gloves are coming off. I'm talking copyrighted music. I'm talking like I don't give a shit at that point, you know. But again, we always love whoever sticks around to the end. Thank you for listening. And until next time, be on the lookout for those announcements. We wish you well. I bid you adieu. And I bid you goodbye. See you.